Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us on this Monday, December 8th, 2025. Only 17 days until Christmas. I hope you're doing well. My name is CJ Lemaster. I'm the lead investigative reporter for WLBT. I'm also the host for the WLBT Digital News Desk, the WLBT Plus Digital News Desk. Let's not forget that. Hope that you're doing well on this Monday and the work week is starting off well for you thus far. We've got some news that we're following today. The first thing that we want to tell you about, and this is a developing story. So again, some of these details may indeed change, but we want to let you know that the jury selection was slated to begin this morning in Hinds County for former Capitol Police Officer Michael Reinwald. Now, he was indicted earlier this year in connection with the deadly shooting of 20-year-old Jalen Lewis, which happened on Mays Street in North Jackson. Reinwald is charged with manslaughter. Prosecutors allege he and other officer, Stephen Frederick, unlawfully fired the shots that killed Lewis. Both officers claim that they acted in self-defense, saying Lewis attempted to hit them with his car before the shooting. Now, the proceeding began this morning at 11, but here's what we can tell you at this point. Our reporter, Darius McCormick, just got back from court and says that the case will be continued. So we're going to try to have more information on that as we learn exactly the reason for the continuance and kind of see when that trial would begin. Again, trial for Michael Reinwald, one of two officers indicted for the killing of Jalen Lewis, was supposed to start today, but it has been continued as jury selection was supposed to begin. The man accused of killing Chandra May nearly 40 years ago has died in jail. 63-year-old Reuben Weeks was arrested back in April and charged in the 1986 abduction, rape, and murder of the Scott County teenager whose body was found in a creek in Hinds County. The sheriff's department says Weeks died over the weekend, but his cause of death has not been revealed. Investigators say they do not suspect foul play. MBI, Bureau of Investigation, is handling the case. Weeks was in court less than a week ago for a hearing on whether he should remain in jail or be released on bond. The judge agreed with the district attorney that he should stay behind bars. Well, the woman accused of ballot harvesting in Lafleur County has learned her fate. We have new information in that case. On December 2nd, Bobby Jean Peoples was sentenced to in Greenwood to 6 months in the custody of the State's Department of Corrections on one count of transmission of a ballot mailed to another. Also, a fine of $2,718. House Bill 724 was passed back in March to help crack down on harvesting election ballots. We also want to tell you federal prosecutors are recommending a prison sentence of 15 years for Rudy Warnock. That's the former Canton engineer convicted on corruption charges. They filed a memo on Friday that says a prison term of that length would be sufficient for Warnock's years of fraud and breach of public trust when he was associated with Canton Municipal Utilities. They also want him to pay millions of dollars in fines and restitution. Prosecutors say even if some of Warnock's work had value, his contracts were a sham for work that did not need to be done. Warnock was convicted back in July in a bribery scheme involving a former CMU commissioner and two former Canton aldermen. Sentencing is set for Wednesday. How about some good news, huh? The city of Jackson officially kicked off the holiday season with what else? Its annual Christmas parade over the weekend, and we have video to show you of that. Look at that. The people from all over the metro gathering in downtown Jackson to watch the floats and hear marching bands. This year's theme was Let It Glow, and there was no shortage of bright lights, as you can see. Physician and civil rights leader Dr. Robert Smith was the grand marshal. Some of the parade's participants were there for the first time.
It's very important to see our youth, our African American youth, participating in other extracurricular activities outside of sports. And so this is where we bring in the arts, adding music, all type of instruments, and just preparing them to know that it's something more to it. Scholarships that can be provided in college, and just education and music education overall is very important and will take you a long way.
The parade concluded with an appearance by Santa and Mrs. Claus, of course. We got one more thing to tell you about before we let you go today. The Powerball jackpot has risen to an estimated $875 million. That is the seventh largest in Powerball history. No ticket matched all six numbers in Saturday night's drawing. Your next chance to win is tonight. No one has won the Powerball since September 6th, when two tickets in Missouri and Texas split $1.8 billion. How's that for an early Christmas present? That'd be kind of nice, wouldn't it? We want to tell you before we let you go, had a couple of people come in here and say hi on this Monday. Britt saying happy Monday, everyone. Britt, I hope you're doing well too. Letitia Woods, hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Hello to you too, Letitia. And Annie Reynolds saying hello. I hope you're doing well, Annie, and I hope the rest of your week is wonderful. Your First Alert weather team will be back here at 2:30 p.m. to kind of give you an idea of what to expect this week, how low those temperatures will get. You know, we had talked about the possibility of below freezing temperatures tonight, so they'll give you the latest on that, and plus what you might be able to expect this weekend. And then our early evening newscast start at 4 p.m. right here on air and online. Pam McCoy saying, hey, Pam, hope you're doing well too. Thank you for saying hi. Markel, everybody's saying hi now that it's time to the show to be over. I'm sorry, y'all. Markel saying happy Monday. Hope you're doing well too. Happy Monday to you too, Markel. We want to be able to get in on the conversation, so be sure. Don't be shy when you get in here and you're watching the show. Mix it up with us. Ask questions, get in on the conversation. I'll try to answer as much as I can if I can. I'm not an expert. I just play one on TV, but I appreciate you watching on this Monday. And of course, we will also have news starting on our OTT platform and online and on air, of course, at 4 p.m. Before we let you go, here's a word from our sponsor, Jackson Water. Again, my name is CJ LeMaster. I'm the lead investigator for WLBT and also your host for the WLBT Digital News Desk update. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Time for a neighborly tip from Jackson Water. Is it okay to pour fats, oils, and greases down the drain if I run hot water?
No!
What if I run the garbage disposal?
No!
How about if I use dish soap at the same time?
No!
Instead, hang on to a few containers to store and toss old cooking fat and grease once you're done. Jackson Water. Water for all the time.